Hello and welcome to today's lesson on two tunes. One is called the Tip Top Polka and the other one is the Tip Top Hornpipe. Imagine the scene, if you will. It's a beautiful summer's day in England and you're in a lovely country village, and down the high street are marching loads of different Morris size ladies, men, musicians, and as each side comes past they're doing their own dance, playing their own tune. And it's a lovely scene, and I've been involved in this 2 or 3 times in my short Morris career. So this is the Processional, and we play these two tunes, and they go together really well. They're sort of quite similar, so the problem I had when I learnt these initially on the cigar box guitar was differentiating between the two. But anyway, the second tune has got a D section. I don't mean a D section as in A, B, C, D, I mean a section in the key of D. But most of it's in the key of G. So let's make a start. As is often the case, we've got a little pickup bar, a bar naught as it's called, and it's 4 beats the bar, and you're going to come in on beat 4. You are in position -1. I know I always say this in my videos, but just in case it's the first one you've seen. To explain this, this is a 4th button start. So if you press the 4th button on the G row and you push the bellows in, the note you hear is G. If you put your first finger there and your second finger on the button below and so forth, is what I call position home, the home position. And the position -1 is 1 up from that. Okay, so that the root note is the 2nd button in the group of 4. Okay, so that will leave your 3rd finger on this Melodeon on button number 5. If you've got a 3rd button start, then obviously where my fingers are now will be your home position, and this will be your -1. So those are your first 2 notes. After all that, a B and a C on the same button, and I put a dagger underneath the 2nd note because you can just ride the button if you want to. As is always the case with this, you can choose to repress the button if you like. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 and that's your little lead-in phrase to your first main bar, which goes like this. Now in that bar number 1, directly underneath the box that says A, that's the start of the A section, you can see a big curly extended S sign there with a slash and 2 dots. That's a repeat from sign which we'll come to later. That's known as the segno, the sign. We have this. So we have 3 Ds, that's the little finger falls on that note. For me it's button number 6. And you have crotchet, crotchet, dotted crotchet, and then quaver. And the quaver is the C, the button above that on the pull, finger 3. So how do you count that? Well, you count 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Now I often say to people, if you can say it, you can play it. And so I always make sure I can say the timing. So in that particular bar, obviously the first 2 notes on the first 2 counts, 1, 2. The 3rd note takes up all of beat 3 and half of beat 4, and the final quaver comes on the end count of beat 4. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 and, like that, see? A quick word about right hand position. I'm from the school of thought that says put your thumb around the back. I did used to have my thumb on the edge of the fingerboard, but I found it put a bit of a strain on the thumb, started to hurt a bit, and also I just find it easier to control the Melodeon with a thumb around the back. But obviously if you want to put your thumb on the edge, I mean, this Melodeon has got a groove cut in it just for that purpose. So obviously it's one of those things where you can choose to do what you like. I prefer to put my thumb around the back. So let's put that together from the beginning, shall we? So 1, 2, 3. Now we haven't spoken about the bass in that first proper bar. And it's pretty simple. It's G bass, G chord, G bass, G chord. And when you get to play that final C on the pull, make sure there's no bass. Okay, at that point, otherwise you'll have this. And you'll have a D chord that you don't want. There's a lot of this in Melodeon playing, especially in Morris stuff. We have to lift the bass off.